Explain this bill. Are you pregnant?
Yes, but the baby isn't yours. I'm so sorry.
My wife, Anna, started complaining about stomach issues, and at first, I was genuinely worried. She said she needed to see the doctor frequently for important, confidential appointments and insisted I didn't need to go. I trusted her, I always had. I never imagined she'd lie about her health. But the visits became more and more frequent, happening at odd hours, sometimes late in the evening. She always looked so nervous when she left the house. One afternoon, I was sorting through the mail when one envelope caught my eye. It was from a medical clinic I'd never heard of, and the bill was much higher than a normal checkup should be. I opened it, thinking it was a mistake. But as I read through the details, my heart started to race. The bill wasn't for stomach issues. It listed consultations for pregnancy-related testing, ultrasounds, and lab work specifically for fertility. My hands shook. I couldn't understand why she would hide something like this. We had talked about having kids years ago and agreed to wait. She never mentioned wanting to start now. Why would she need these tests without telling me? I waited for her to come home. When she walked in, she looked tired but strangely cheerful. I asked how her appointment went, and she gave the same vague answer she always did. That's when I asked her directly about the bill. Her face instantly changed. She froze, then tried to act confused, claiming the clinic must have made a mistake. I showed her the paper with her name printed clearly. She tried to say the visit was for a friend, but none of it made sense. Her excuses just twisted in circles. I could see the fear growing in her eyes. Finally, she admitted the truth, her voice shaky. She thought she might be pregnant. She said she didn't know how to tell me. I asked her why she thought that. Her eyes dropped to the floor. She whispered that she had made a terrible mistake. I felt the air leave my lungs. She confessed she had been seeing someone else. It started after a fight we had months ago, she said. It wasn't planned. She was confused and scared. I just sat there, staring at the floor, not saying a word. The pain was sharp, cold, and completely overwhelming. She begged me to say something, but how could I trust anything she said anymore? She tried to explain how lonely she felt, how she never meant to hurt me. She tried to shift the blame onto stress and emotional distance. But the betrayal was too deep. The lies were too layered. I stood up and told her I needed space. She grabbed my arm, crying, and said she didn't even know whose child it was. Her voice trembled with panic. I gently removed her hand and stepped away. I told her I couldn't fix something built on deception. I walked out and just sat in my car for what felt like hours. I couldn't drive. I couldn't think. My entire world had shifted in a single moment. When I went back inside later that night, she was still on the couch, crying. She said she wanted to work things out. I told her trust can't survive in the dark and love can't exist beside betrayal. She begged me not to give up on us, but I told her she had already made that decision for both of us. The next morning, I called a lawyer. I felt numb as I explained everything, listening to the steps I needed to take without any emotion. As I prepared the paperwork, Anna kept trying to talk to me. She insisted she still loved me, that the other man meant nothing, that she was just confused. But love doesn't hide doctor visits. Love doesn't fear honesty. Love doesn't gamble with another person's life. When she finally realized I wasn't staying, she collapsed in tears. I didn't feel any satisfaction watching her break down. I just felt tired. I packed my things slowly while she stood in the doorway, begging me to stop. I told her she had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. Then I walked past her without looking back. The air outside felt heavy, but strangely clear. I drove away with no destination in mind. I just needed distance. I needed silence. I needed to breathe without lies wrapping around me. As I left that house, I knew one thing for certain. I would rebuild my life. I would heal, no matter how long it took. I would reclaim the trust I had lost in myself. I would never let someone diminish my worth again. And I would never forget the lesson hidden inside her deception.